The InterContinental Auckland is an impressive new luxury hotel. From its amazing design to fantastic service, let me tell you why this was one of the best city hotels I've stayed in. Welcome to Auckland, the largest city in New Zealand, where about a third of the country's population lives. There's no grand entry as such to this hotel, but there is a valet parking spot. On arrival, staff were friendly and happy to help. According to the designers, the entry features dark timbers and metallics and heavy textured stone. I personally liked the use of greenery in the entry. The lobby features a beautiful installation by contemporary artist Nikki Savas. Moving on to the check-in area, where you'll find more artwork. As an InterContinental ambassador, which I'll explain later, we were in theory entitled to a 1-category room upgrade, but due to high occupancy that wasn't available, so we were offered a $75 New Zealand voucher or points. We picked the voucher. Because of Platinum Elite status, we got a free drink. I think it was one each, but I'm not too sure. Now let's go and take a look at the room, and while we do so, allow me to tell you a bit about this hotel. The hotel's interior was designed by Warren and Mahoney in collaboration with Advieh KO. The building includes the InterContinental, Deloitte Centre, a commercial space and a rooftop bar, which is not directly operated by InterContinental. The building, which was originally constructed over 50 years ago, was refurbished and adapted to become what it is today. This hotel was only opened in January 2024 and features 139 guest rooms and suites. My first impressions of the room were that it looked great, contemporary but while maintaining some traditional style. Each room features a wariki, a woven panel. I thought it was cool that the blind opens when you enter. Welcome sort of drinks were left in the room. Not sure if this was because of Ambassador or IHG Platinum status, or even just being an IHG member at all, but whatever the case, that was nice. For a standard room it was relatively big, I thought. Next to the bed there appeared to be a, I believe, Type I power outlet, the ones which are used in Australia and New Zealand among other countries, as well as a USB-A and USB-C outlet. The bathroom was a decent size, but not huge. The rain shower looked nice, and amenities such as soap looked fancy. The brand was by Redo, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, which is a Swedish brand. The toilet had a strangely large space in front of it, which I guess is cool. I like the cups and stuff that were in the room, they weren't just generic. There was plenty of stuff stocked in the cupboards and the mini fridge too. By the way, I think there was instructions for how to use the AC controls and stuff, because it was very modern. Now let's go and take a look at the only full restaurant here, Advieh, where I had dinner on the first night. It's a restaurant which is supposed to blend Middle Eastern and Mediterranean flavours with New Zealand's finest local ingredients. For the free drinks, there was a specific menu to choose from. Here's a look at the regular Advieh menu. I went for the chips and the shawarma. The chips were kinda just fried potato wedges, which is what I expected, and they were tasty, as was the shawarma. Overall, it was a fabulous dining experience with a great space, great service, and tasty food. The next morning I went to have a look and take some videos of the breakfast at Advieh. I didn't think I was going to end up trying it, but the next day I did, so the videos of the selection and space will be from the day before the video of my food and drinks. With the full Advieh breakfast experience, you get the continental buffet as well as something from the a la carte menu, and tea and coffee's included too. The continental selection was smallish, but I'd expect that, and considering there's a menu as well, it's a little better than I expected. The food and drink I had was very tasty for a breakfast buffet. It seemed fresh and the quality seemed great. I got a latte and it looked like a good barista coffee. From the a la carte menu I got the waffles. They were great. A very good portion and well presented. If I got them in a cafe, I'd probably be happy with it. It sounded like you could order a second a la carte meal, but most people don't because the portion of one is pretty decent. The staff were friendly and attentive and the service was great. I really liked the space too, and it wasn't too busy at the time I was there. They were happy for us to take some stuff away too. Overall, it was a fantastic breakfast offering. One of the best city hotel breakfasts I've experienced, I think. I later had a mocktail at Advieh because there was a Christmas parade on outside, so we couldn't really walk anywhere or see it well. The mocktail I got looked very fancy, but so small. Bar nuts came along with it. The last hurrah mocktail which I had was amazing. One of the best mocktails I've had at a hotel or resort. It wasn't one of those ones that just tastes like a soft drink. It wasn't cheap though. This hotel does have a club InterContinental, which I didn't have access to, and a fitness centre on the same level, which is what we'll take a look at now. The fitness centre seemed to have all of the basics, and it was good in that it had fruit, assuming you could eat it, water, and a disabled bathroom. However, the amount of equipment and stuff seemed small and there was no natural light. So overall, I had an excellent stay at the InterContinental Auckland. It would be one of the best city hotels I've stayed in. The staff were amazing, the room was amazing, the whole hotel was modern and new as you'd expect for a new hotel, and I really liked the design. There was many little things that stood out to me about this stay, like the water provided was Antipodes rather than a generic plastic water bottle, and the plates being nice and not generic. The staff also seemed tuned into what guests may want. Like at breakfast when my plate was taken away, they saw that I had the waffles and asked if I wanted to keep the fork, or at dinner we were given a dipping sauce for each of us. The restaurant for dinner was great, a great space and not crazily priced, though it wasn't cheap either. Breakfast was fantastic, and I thought that the price was reasonable for what it is at a nice hotel. The coffee that I got then was great, I thought, especially considering I was expecting a non-barista machine coffee. By the way, I found the beds in the room to be very comfy and the shower to be great. Also, the Wi-Fi seemed pretty good, at least I didn't have any problems. As for the price, it seems like you can stay here for around 290 Australian dollars sometimes, but I didn't book too far in advance and it wasn't in off-peak season, so I think it was a decent amount more than that. So I thought that it made sense to sign up for the InterContinental Ambassador program to save a bit of money. I believe it's $225 USD to purchase InterContinental Ambassador membership, and for that you get many perks including IHG Platinum status, a 1-category room upgrade, late checkout, a complimentary weekend night, and more. A complimentary weekend night is basically just what it sounds like. You pay for at least one night and get a complimentary night if it's a weekend and you choose to use your certificate. Note there are some conditions of course, including I think the rates you can pick is restricted. Moving on from InterContinental Ambassador, the great location of this hotel is worth mentioning too. It's right on the water and also close to some shopping and Viaduct Harbour. Lastly, I was surprised that it didn't feel like that there was many new hotel kinks that needed to be sorted out. With that, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching this hotel review. Your feedback would be very much appreciated as always, and with this video specifically, I'd like to know how I should move forward with my hotel reviews. A like and subscription if you enjoyed would be very much appreciated, but if you don't want to, that's completely okay. I'd like to thank all of my incredible Patreons for helping to make these videos possible. Their support is truly so much appreciated and I couldn't do what I do without them. Once again, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in my next one next Saturday at 5 PM Melbourne time.